It's out. My first album, or my first full EP, whatever they call it now, I'm not entirely sure. Whatever it is, it's out. It's now on Spotify. If you search up Dean Warren, the early years, the album will pop up. It kind of looks like this, and there's 4 songs, and I'm just gonna be dissecting it, breaking it down, not as like musically, but like meaningfully, if you catch my drift. Basically, the meaning behind the songs and the reason for creating each one of them. There's one thing I want to get out of the way right now. You see that thing? It doesn't exist. Pretend it's not there. Okay? Good. Boom. It's gone. All right? I don't even know what that is. So let's go ahead and get started. The first song of the album, and the first full song that I created, is Summer Evening. This I made back in 2018 when I just had an iPod with GarageBand and a pair of JBL headphones that I used a microphone on it. I placed it on the desk, let the headphone dangle, and then put the sound hole guitar right up there. This is when I had no computer except a school laptop for the video editing. The original version's on Instagram. You can definitely tell that editing software wasn't the best. And the user didn't know how to use it, being me. There's no real deep meaning behind the song, just something I wanted to fully flesh out and see what I could create. I wanted a kind of a nice feeling, like a summer evening kind of vibe, where you can sit down on the porch, listen to the birds or nature, watch the sunset, the nice breeze go by. And so I decided to create it with all acoustic guitars. There is one other instrument, and that's just the ukulele. Just think of it as a baby guitar. That was my justification for putting it on the song, because I got it and I just wanted to use it. As previously mentioned, the original one is on my Instagram. The only difference is maybe like 1 or 2 lines, and the sound quality as well. When I remastered it, there was no way I could like save the audio because it was from a headphone microphone. So what I did is I just re-record the guitars, put more production, taken what I've learned over the years and put it into this new one. There's like one part where I changed it just a tiny bit, but like 99.9% of the song is the same. It's very basic. If you listen to it, it's very simple, and I didn't want to change that. You know, I kind of wanted to show growth while also making it bearable to listen to. This is the first song. I want to kind of preserve it that way, and so the production's changed, but not a whole lot with the guitar lines and stuff like that. The only other deeper meaning I can think of is my parents really enjoyed it. They're the first 2 people I showed. They took liking to the song, and that made me really proud, because it's like, this is the first song I actually recorded and actually have like tangible proof that this song is dedicated to them. I wish there was more to it, but that's literally it. I can't think of any. It was 2018. My memory's fading fast, so that's that song. The next song is going to be titled Wont Forget. The song came out in 2020. I started creating it back in 2019 in October, came out in October 2020. So it took a full year for the final version to actually see the light of day. That one is going to be on this channel. And shout out to Nathaniel Labhart. He was nice enough to record. We shot a music video, and I had my computer. I had better music production software. I've started the song in GarageBand, and then I was able to transfer it over to Logic. And I also have Final Cut Pro on this. I'm like, you know what? I gotta use it somehow. I want to make like this cool music video where it shows me like looking back and like me going through a mirror, maybe into a different dimension. I kind of bit off more than I could chew, and so towards the deadline I set for myself, I was really chomping to get through it really quickly. The meaning behind this song was Brandon went off to college, and his room provided really great sound absorption in his closet. And so I was sitting there one day, I had this idea going on, and I kind of was like, you know what, let me put lyrics to it and see what comes out. And so that's where the first kind of building blocks of Won't Forget came from. It's like, okay, it's a song about me remembering Brandon. So I had the chorus idea from that. I'm like, all right, gotta create verses and a bridge. Just take you through the journey of me and Brandon's life and how much I look up to him, how much I appreciate him. To me, it was very obvious that he didn't die. It was just me expressing my gratitude. But to everyone else, they thought he died. And like Summer Evening, for this Spotify release and the remastered, I didn't want to butcher it, so I didn't record anything new from it. The only thing I did is I went back and changed some of the production on the music side of it, and I re-recorded new vocals. I polished it up, basically. Lyrics, meaning, still the same. Dedicated towards Brandon. That's the meaning behind Won't Forget. The third song on the album is going to be The Best Years of My Life. The meaning behind this song is we were graduating high school, and I wanted to put something out to kind of show my gratitude for all my friends and family that were a part of the journey. This song came out in 2021 when we did graduate. This is back when like COVID was a huge thing, and listening to a bunch of songs talk about remembering and how they reminisce on everything. It's like, okay, that kind of, I want to create a song. So those songs kind of inspired me to create this song. And I was super, super fortunate to have my good friends Carter Unrein and Sophia Yoder help me with vocals on this. And then also Brandon was able to help me with vocals as well. I forgot to mention that he does help with drum ideas as well, but this is the one where there's a big kind of chanting up and up and up, kind of like a vocal riser, if you will. And me and him had a blast with that. Carter and Sophia were great. They only had kind of like a day to record it and learn it, so they were really quick learners, and I'm super, super grateful for them agreeing to hop on this song with me. Also, kind of like Won't Forget, it kind of takes the journey through the years of school, you know, friends you meet, friends that stick around, and friends that kind of, you know, drift apart. And it was just me saying I'm grateful for every step of the way, because those moments shape you who you are and shape your experience, you know, good or bad, you know, through thick and thin. I wouldn't change it, because that's part of my story now. This is also a song that I set a deadline and I was crunching to do, because, you know, I wanted it ready for graduation. So I'm like, all right, I gotta quickly get vocals, get drums, get guitar. And so I really need to start like either A, working a lot harder in the very beginning, or B, don't set like these huge or very close release dates. That original version you can find on YouTube. There's no music video for that because, like I said, I was trying to wrap everything up to get ready for the end of high school and graduation and stuff like that. For this new remastered version, like Won't Forget, the only thing I changed were my vocals and some music production on it, just to polish it up and make it release ready. And then the final song of the album is a song called Take Me On Home. I just came out with this year, 2022. This song, like Summer Evening, doesn't really have any particular deep meaning with it. This is a song that I kind of just sat down, played the guitar, and just sang words to it till something came out of it. What kind of inspired it is me and a couple of my friends, we decided to see some other friends down in their college, and on the way back up, we were just listening to nice kind of like road trip songs. And a song like this, you know, there was more of a free feeling to it, because it wasn't like, there wasn't a set date I had to have it released that I put upon myself. There wasn't a start date. It was just something I came home and it kind of just came out of the guitar. The lyrics were a little bit easier to come up with because I didn't have this picture that had to be puzzle piece perfect. And so I'd been like, oh, I can't use this because then this means this. And it was just something I could sit down, sing what came to me, and record it how it was, and not worry about it messing up the message of the song, if that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense. Basically, it was just a song that I wanted to create, kind of like Summer Evening. That's the best way I can put it. There's no reason to rhyme. I just wanted to create a song and express how I was feeling at the moment, and kind of just the feeling we had with our friends that day and hanging out with them, meeting new friends and everything like that. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want this first half to be very calm, very nice, very, very pretty in a way. If that makes sense. Something easy on the ears. And then I kind of wanted this big opening, kind of like a fix you moment. That's where the other drums and guitar inside comes in. I really enjoyed creating that part, because it's like going from this almost nothing but acoustic guitar into this huge instrumentation of stuff. Like, yes, please. And doing that, I was able to experiment, maybe not in some ways I could have done in the previous songs. I'm really thankful that I was able to piece this one together and put it out. And I'm really proud of this one as well. Now, there's two things I wanted to point out. One was intentional, and one was by accident at first, and then became intentional. The first thing that was intentional was the birds chirping and kind of like a nature kind of sound at the beginning or at the end of the song, or both. Back when Summer Evening, when I showed my parents, they both really kind of liked that nature kind of calm sound at the beginning. So I'm like, you know what? That's something I kind of want to have on my next song. Finally, when I started realizing I want to create an album, I'm like, all right, I gotta have it the show that they're all on the same album, just kind of like a little ear candy or an ear Easter egg, just to show that these are part of the first album that I created. The second thing that was accident and then became intentional was the key of the songs. So the first song that came out is gonna be Summer Evening. I just had the cape on the second fret and played C shapes, and so that made it in the key of D. Thought nothing of it at the time. I'm like, I just kind of like how it sounds, so I'm gonna keep it this way. Next song is Won't Forget. That one is in the key of E. The reason why I was in the key of E is nothing significant. It was just me playing some chords and realizing, hey, the droning B and E strings on the guitar sound really cool throughout the song. And the chord shapes I can play with them ringing out sound really cool as well. So I just stuck with the key and E and built around that. As of right now, I had no idea that it was D, E, so the first half of D. The third song to come out was The Best Years of My Life. And in the early rough draft stages, I'm like, okay, what kind of key do I want? What kind of feeling do I want for it? And I went with A because that was what my voice was comfortable with. And I was contemplating doing A or not because I'm like, oh, but I want to sing this high part. This is too low for me. And so when I was debating on that, I realized, looking back on the other two songs, I had the first two letters of my name. And so that kind of like sealed it. Like, oh, now I gotta do an A. I gotta spell out my name somehow. That'd be so good. 4 songs in an album. That's when I kind of for sure knew I was gonna do an album. This also kind of like started like a downside though, because like there are parts of that song where I'm like, that's really high. I don't know if I can hit that. Or maybe my voice doesn't sound as great in A as, you know, G. And so I'm like, you know, but I have to stick with this because now it's gonna spell out my name. If I do it G, I have this great idea, and now that idea won't even see the light of day. And thankfully I found a way, you know, I stuck with it, you know, like, oh, I had some ideas come up of how to change the vocals where it suited my voice better. The last song, like I said, that I came out with this year, Take Me On Home, and there is no key of N, and I kind of knew it was coming as I was doing Best Years of My Life. Like, how am I gonna make a song in the key of N? After I did put out Best Years of My Life, I kind of sat down like, you know what, it's all right. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. I'll just live with it. You know, there's no key of N. People understand, you know. The guitar part that I came up with, I had in the key of C. And I'm like, you know what, this is cool. You know what, that's totally fine. We'll keep it in C. And so I built the song around C. I was totally content with just having 3 out of 4 of the letters of my name spelled. And on the way home from work last week or a few days ago, I can't remember, it was recent, I realized if you take the key of C, or if you take the letter C and you rotate it 90 degrees, what do you get? You get U. No, but if you do rotate the letter C 90 degrees, you do get the letter N, or what looks close to the letter N. What you can make out the shape of the letter N. I'm so glad that I did not change his key, because now I've spelt my name out with the keys. You had the Easter egg of the birds and stuff, but now here's like the actual Easter egg. And so I'm so happy that I was able to do that, and super fortunate and lucky too that worked out in that way. So hopefully I explained the meaning of those songs in a somewhat coherent and understandable way. I know I have a way of making things muddy and mixed up when I don't have a clear set path that I'm for sure gonna read or script. I'm fine with that. So I'm really excited about the new music coming out. Really excited about maybe some new videos too. I'm not entirely sure yet. I know music for sure, so stay tuned for that. Thanks once again for watching and sticking around. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you do continue to stick around for the new music and new videos. I greatly appreciate you guys a lot. Just remember, God's still good, and until next time. If you search up Dean Warren, obviously, it's like a night drive kind of vibe to it. I'm saying kind of a lot. I need to stop saying kind of. I'm getting a call from New York. It's from like Chase, like talking about mortgage. I don't have a house yet. Keep looking at the camera. Stop. Look at the camera. Don't look at me. Look at the camera.